Yeehaw! In this video, I'll be covering the best mods of the week in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager. So we actually got some bangers this week, like this outfit, which is a cowgirl outfit. Somewhat reminded me of Tifa's outfit from Final Fantasy VII. This mod was made by Skirby, but we got some other cool ones like a Frost Domain Cleric, an Oath of Glory Paladin, and much more, which we'll be breaking down in this video. But I love this cowgirl mod. It looks awesome. So this is meant to go alongside some of Skirby's other mods, most notably their Western gun mod that they just released. You probably know Skirby from some of their amazing mods like the Plasma Weapon, so the Lightsaber mod, or the Viper Carbine Steampunk Rifle mod. But they recently just released a Western rifles and guns mod. There's the Arcane Caster mod here. They got a lot of cool ones, the hand cannon as well. But this mod here actually goes perfectly with that. So for body type 1, you get this appearance here. So that's for all humans, elves, and tieflings. And for body type 2, you get this appearance here. So it does look a little bit different, like base game clothing, but you got this unique outfit here. I think it looks awesome. The cowboy hat is pretty cool too. There is a cowboy hat in the base game, but I think that this one looks a little bit better. So yeah, another great outfit mod and great for those that want to do like a Western role play. So this is awesome and now available in the in-game mod managers of this week. So we got some awesome drops. Some others that I'll be covering is an Aberration Race, the Metal and Might fighter equipment, another awesome mod by Graphic Fade. We also got ourselves a bag mod, which I'll break down. It actually will sort your items this time, unlike some of the others. There's a couple that got released this week, and they both work. Huge. There's also some changes to some weapons, some changes to a lot of stuff in the game. An update to the 2024 spell list. I'm not a big fan of this, but I'm going to break it down and show it off. If there's those that like the 2024 Dungeons & Dragons rule, there's a mod that'll actually change it so that your meta magic twin spell can be cast on things like Fireball or Cloud of Daggers for some pretty crazy damage and making the sorcerer even more overpowered than they already are. So this mod is the meta magic expanded twinning unlimited by Dark Charl here. And we got a cool mod, the Bells of Faerun. This gives us some upgradable bells, which I'll break down a little bit further, but I just want to show off these two class mods here first. So the Oath of Glory mod just got released. I was the first person to download it, and it's honestly really great. You probably also know Tepcoon said because they've made a lot of mods as well. So they got the hair collection mod, one of the newest hair mods. It's also on console. The Celestial Warlock and some other ones like Shadar Kai and Astral Elves. But the Oath of Glory in all its glory gives us this nice icon here. So it's got the tenants, which basically is the same as base game. Now what this ends up looking like, at level 3, we get ourselves our regular class features, but we get the Heroism and the Guiding Bolt spell for our Channel Oath spells. And then at level 5, we get some pretty cool ones here as well. So we'll just go through this here to show off what you get with this class. Paladins are pretty strong as is, but getting us a spell selection like the Magic Weapon and Enhanced Ability is awesome. And as we get up to level 9, there's some pretty good ones as well. Then get the classic Aura of Protection there as well. And at level 7, we get the movement speed Aura of Alacrity, which increases our overall movement speed, further allowing us to get in and smite those unholy. And here we go at level 9. This is when we get ourselves the Haste spell, which is awesome for the Paladin to get. Very powerful. Then we also get ourselves Protection from Energy, so that's some of the spells that we get there. And our Channel Divinity is, I'll show that off in just a second. We get the Inspiring Smite, and the Peerless Athletics ability. So improved Divine Smite there as per usual. And yeah, we get ourselves an extra 10 feet of movement speed, so 3 meters. Pretty effective. And then what we're looking at for our abilities here is we got our, as a bonus action, you get the ability to give yourself advantage on strength and dexterity checks, so athletics and acrobatics. And Inspiring Smite, immediately after you damage a creature with your Divine Smite, you can use your Channel Divinity as a bonus action. Distribute the temporary health to creatures of your choice within 30 meters of you, which includes yourself. I don't know if this procs on teammates. We'll just try this out right now. Sorry, Shadowheart. And I guess that does not trigger it. But yeah, this is a pretty cool new Paladin subclass. I'm always happy to see new classes for the Paladin, so this is awesome. Now, I was having a bit of issues getting one of these mods to appear, the Frost Domain. They've actually made some other mods too, which I have downloaded. I guess this isn't here, but this gives you the ability to learn Ray of Frost and the Frost Blade cantrips, and Ray of Frost can target 2 creatures instead of 1. At level 11, you get Oluk's Freezing Sphere and Wall of Ice are added to her spells, which are 2 very powerful spells. If you haven't used them, they're a lot of fun. You also get the Frostbite Blade, which does a Basically, Booming Blade, it also will do the cold damage instead of thunder, and inflicts it with Frostbite for 2 turns. So magically imbue your weapon. You also get the Freezing Smite, which I think is awesome. And they have to make a Constitution saving throw or become instantly frozen in their place. Whenever a target's frozen, they take double damage from bludgeoning and thunder, as well as force damage. So you can actually go pretty crazy with this. Also, as the Winter's Shroud class action, a cloud of icy mist and frost erupts around you, blinding enemies and reducing their movement speed. In addition, they must make Constitution saving throw or become chilled, and it deals 1 to 6 cold damage per turn. And you also get the Glacial Heart, so your mastery of the abilities makes you resistant to cold damage and cannot fall prone while traversing icy terrain. So that's awesome because cold damage, my favorite choice. So that is the Frost Domain Cleric, which just released, and it just got updated a couple hours ago too. So that's really cool. Now, the Aberration Race, I've actually had some people asking for a mod like this, and it's now here. So this mod was made by Atlas, and it allows you to choose to be an aberration whenever you go to your character creation. So these are base game models. So whenever the race mod issue gets corrected on console, I can see this coming to the console mod manager as well. Aberrations are kind of a mix between a like human and the from the multiverse, basically like Mind Flayer-esque. So this is interesting. The more race choices, the better. And also got the Synaptic Discharge similar to us. So yeah, there's some people that were looking for a mod like this. It is now available. And another one, the Might and Metal Fighter Equipment by Graphic Fade. You may know them. They've done the Fade's equipment distribution, which puts all their items in unique locations throughout the game. There's like the Wands and the Weave, and the Beast and Bow, Grove and Growl, Song and Steel, Unarmed and Upgraded. So they have them for pretty much every class, and now we got ourselves one for the fighter. So much more fighter gear. Each act adds 10 items for the fighter, and also you can add it into the tutorial chest with a separate mod as well. But yeah, awesome job. Graphics Fades made a lot of great mods, and here's another one to their legacy. Yeah, we also got the more bags and boxes. This one's made by B Zanny, and this mod is made by Plywood Raven. Now, I have this version here installed, so I'll show off what this does. It gives you a chest of auto-sorting bags, so you can get like the bag of arrows, and whenever you collect arrows, they're just going to go into here. And grenades and explosives bag of dyes. There's multiple of these, so you can give them to your teammates. Poisons and coatings, potions and elixirs. So also scrolls. This is automatically going to sort them. As you pick it up, it'll put it in the bag, so you don't have to like dig through your messy inventory like I have here. It's just a mess. And then there's also non-sorting bags here. So yeah, they also got colorful pouches, owlbear backpack, which I think's got a cute little icon, and yeah, again, many different bags and pouches of different colors for those that just want different items for holding. And yeah, that's awesome. So more of these, the better. That work too. And bags and boxes as well, similar effects, just different icons. Now this one's cool. I know a lot of people love Fowler Aluve, me as well. I love it. Great Act 1 weapon that you can actually carry you all the way through the game. However, this mod makes it into a +3 weapon and gives the passives from Lathander's, the Blood of Lathander mace, so Lathander's light, and it's a light weapon. Its buffs last 10 turns, and it does a 1d6 blast, bane, and thunder damage. So, woohoo! A big buff to Fowler Aluve, Fowler altered by Stones of Sauron. Nice mod for those that enjoy this weapon, so that's a cool one. We also got Just Bugs Me, quality of life items, tooltip, and pedantic fixes. So there's a lot that this changes. This mod was made by Astarion Approves, and I approve of this. So this makes it so you can grab the Act 2 Surgeon's items and they work properly. Amulet of Elemental Torment now checks a few more sensible surfaces that were left off, ice and other poisons and fire varieties. So typically if you had like Hellfire, it wouldn't actually give you the fire damage. So now it does. In addition, the stats that is applied to the enemy is now shown in the combat log and overhead. This buffs all the item quite a bit. Its sheer inconsistency did not make it very useful, especially as an Act 3 item. Fixed the surface data that prevented Helda's Helmet Infernal Sight buff from working properly, and added Hunger of Hadar's blindness to the immunities. Spell still does the damage on Hunger of Hadar. Infernal weapons dropped by the Gauntlet of Bane Guards in Act 3 now. A poison effect applied upon hitting. And yeah, there's actually quite a few changes. I won't go through all of them. You can just check this out. If you're just looking for something that corrects some of the issues, I know in Skyrim, if you played Skyrim, or even Fallout as well, there was many mods that actually changed some of the more frustrating aspects of the game that just didn't make sense. But you can see this is quite a huge change list. I'm not going to break down every single change in this, but I may do a future video that does break it down and shows it off a little bit further, because this is just a very, very useful mod, because it just changes so many different things that I think did need the changing. So you can see here just from some of the icons, just kind of briefly explains this. There's the Act 2 weapons that you can now get. It just makes everything work as it should based on what you'd think it would do. Many items that use generic icons will now have unique icons as well, so that's even better. I love that. So huge, huge, huge. Just Bugs Me mod by Astarian approves. And another one that's very detailed is the 2024 spell updates. I'll be honest, I don't love the changes to Dungeons and Dragons in 2024. There's some changes that some people are very vocal about not liking, so this will actually just change it to make it like that. So example, Blade Ward, instead of giving resistances, it now subtracts 1d4 from an attack roll and requires concentration now. Chill Touch, from renamed to match the tabletop one, turned into melee, and increased damage die to 1d10, removed undead disadvantage effects, so chilling Bone Chill, Chilling Touch. Dancing Lights changed Illusion from Evocation. So yeah, there's a lot of different changes here to pretty much all the spells. Divine Spite is now a spell, requires bonus action to use, only spends a bonus action on hit like a spell slot. This is one that changes that I don't love. The Divine Smite now requires you to use your bonus action as well, meaning you can't smite multiple times per turn. I don't like this. I'm not personally using this mod. I'll just be honest with you guys. I wanted to cover it because I think it's an awesome mod for those that want to update Baldur's Gate 3 to match the new rule set in Dungeons and Dragons. If you really like that rule set, I know a few people just really don't like it, so it's entirely up to you, but this mod is made by Mob Talon. But yeah, you can see lots of huge changes. They did make some updates to some of them, but yeah, that's a lot of changes. Maybe I'll do an update on this as well in the future. But finally, the Bells of Faerun, just going through this. This gives you some bells that you can actually upgrade with the resonance shards here. So like this gives a +1 to athletics, and then the changes give you +1 to strength. Some of them will give you some powerful spells, like this one gives you +1 attack rolls and does additional damage of your choice of an elemental variety. This one gives you resistance to force damage, and your spells that do force damage do additional force, and it gives you the Disintegrate spell. So these are just like magical instruments that give you a bunch of different options. True Warlock's dedicated to the craft, gain additional Warlock spell slot. Warlock spell slot now restores up to level 5. So yeah, this just gives you a bunch of cool options. This mod made by Pixel. Yeah, you can see all the different options. A lot of them are sold by Damon or dropped by different items or different bosses and enemies here. So super cool. I think this is awesome. And there's also a chance of it dropping, so that's even cooler. Giving awesome new quests as well. And yeah, I think this is a great mod. It doesn't have that many downloads, but it was literally just uploaded today. So this one I think is worth downloading if you want something new and exciting in your Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. And the bells are cool because they just use up a item slot that typically you don't really use. But yeah, that is a really great mod drop for this week. Got some new classes, new races, a lot of quality of life, and this super fancy new outfit. So let me know your thoughts on all these mods. Which one of these is your favorite? Which one of these are you going to download? And hit the subscribe button below if you have not already. Thank you so much for the support. Have yourself a great weekend, and I'll see you all in the next video.